specific. Their tastes are very particular. Their tastes are very particular to certain things. But so it's telling us that if you know to pick your spots, you can exactly buff. That's you put this on a rubber strap, and there you go. It's water resistant. Scott Smith, what are your thoughts on the Meteorite GMT? We talked about this watch a couple times recently. Actually, we had a few people who owned one. I actually, I had one on my wrist a while back, and I thought, honestly, it's the problem with the watch. My personal issue with the watch is from pictures, it looks cool, right? It looks kind of cool. Meteorite, okay, great. White gold, so it's low key. The problem is when you have it on your wrist. That new modern case is a little bit, it's a chunky case. It's not an elegant design. So that takes away points. The real issue I have is the Meteorite dial, right? Now Rolex makes a beautiful Meteorite dial. Rolex does great Meteorite. The problem is, if I'm paying that premium for a Meteorite dial, I want to see the Meteorite, and Rolex does beautiful Meteorite dials. And when you have that Rolex GMT Meteorite, those looms, they take up a lot of space and they detract from the Meteorite. So I think what happens ultimately is that I'll pull up a picture just so we're talking. I think, it's sort of like, if you compare it to, right? Okay, so if you compare it to you compare this to the date Meteorite dial with the diamond markers, it looks much better, much better on the date. Because again, the loom, these markers, they take up a lot of real estate. It gets a little bit messy. So I'm not really a fan of it. I'm not a fan of the ceramic bezel. That's my personal opinion. But you know what? If you can deal with it, again, this is, these things are personal. It's not like I'm not the guy wearing the watch. Also, frankly, I'm biased because it's too big on my wrist. It's a little bit too big on my wrist. It doesn't look right. But yeah, look at this. They're going for, 47 grand. They're going for 47 grand right now. So I don't know. I would go with the date. I would go with the date. If you really, I think, Scott, the question is, do you want a GMT or do you want a date, or do you want a Meteorite? Like, you want both? Because you're basically making a compromise. I mean, technically, here's the other issue. I mean, essentially, this GMT, it's supposed to be a travel watch. It was made at a time when people wore it for you had guys in the military wearing it, guys in the Green Berets were wearing this in Vietnam. You have guys in, the SEAL Special Forces guys who wear the GMT today. They're not wearing a white gold Meteorite, right? They're wearing, steel. And I don't think they're wearing ceramic, because that watch was made to take a beating and to be a little bit low key. But now that you're doing a white gold Meteorite, are you going to take that watch on I don't know, you're going to take it traveling when you go to, I don't know, some third world country, or you go to London or whatever? I don't know. I don't know about that. So you're making a compromise. Hey, we got Uzi back in the house. Uzi Luxury Watch channel. Gold root beer, full gold root beer. That's the GMT. I think it's a question of taste. Whatever you want, man. It's like, okay, I recently got the Guinness two-tone yellow GMT. Wait, I'm confused, Scott. I'm confused. You got a Guinness. You got a two-tone yellow gold GMT, and now you're Wait, you're reluctant now? You already bought it. What are you reluctant about? It's already on the wrist. Is it garish? Fuck yeah, it's garish. I mean, yeah, it's garish. Yeah, of course it's garish. I mean, hang on, let me pull up the example. You got to feel comfortable with the watch, though. Sometimes I mean, you make mistakes. I'm not. Listen, it's a good-looking watch. Yellow gold is not for everybody. Okay, yellow gold is not for everybody. I got a day. I'm wearing it on a strap, and everybody's, oh, why? I can't wear it on the full. I can't wear it on the bracelet because it looks tacky. The yellow gold, I don't know. It's a little tacky on me. It's a little bit tacky. I wear it on a strap or wear white gold. I can't do the yellow gold. It's you listen. It's not for white people. You got to have a darker skin to pull off yellow gold, right? If you're like Indian or something, you're black, you could do yellow gold. I'm sorry. I hope I'm not going to get also comments, oh, you're racist. No, it's the reality. Okay, white people don't look that good with yellow gold. You got to have darker skin, or you got to have a really dark tan. If you have a really dark tan, yellow gold looks good. Especially if you got, you're like an old guy, you're like an old fat guy, Miami Beach, you got white chest hair, sitting on the beach, and you got the yellow gold watch. You got a bit of a belly. Maybe you have a boat. That's the watch. You got the female. No, he's not the female. Ridiculous. Well, the Guinness is what? That's the Jubilee bracelet. Hang on a second. I hate these names that they have. Guinness. That's so dumb. Here we go. There we go. Full gold. This is the watch Scott got. Scott, you know what it is? You have to hop on the live stream and you have to show us the watch in person. You got to show it on camera so we could give you an honest opinion. You don't have to show your face. You can just, go show the watch on camera. We'll give you an honest opinion. I'm not here, nothing, we don't have any axe to grind. It's a little bit garish. Honestly, it's a little bit garish. It's not. You gotta have, again. It's not for everybody. It's hard to tell. Really, it's an individual thing. I would say. What is the question? Full gold. Hey, Uzi, you got to tell me, what's the model number on the root beer? I would go with the root beer. I would go with I like rose gold because on the Rolex, honestly, on the Rolex, okay. Hang on, is this up? Yeah, I would go with this because, I mean, this is beautiful. I would say go with it. I mean, this is the way to go, frankly. First of all, rose gold. I can kind of get away with rose gold. It's a lighter tone. It's not as flashy. I like the chocolate. Is it a chocolate dial or black dial? Do they make a chocolate dial? I know they make it in the regular root beer. I don't know. Either way, it's a nice looking watch. Rose gold. You got a little bit of chocolate. It's a sexy watch. It's big for me. So I mean, again, I couldn't wear it, but if you have a wrist to pull off this watch, it's a really good looking watch. Look, I actually like the other bracelet better. I like the Jubilee better. But I think on these watches, it's a bulkier watch. You kind of want this oyster bracelet. I think this is the better way to go, in my honest opinion. Scott, do it. I think. Oh shit. Oh, look at this. Scott's in the house. Oh, it's a two-tone. Scott, why did you tell me it was full gold? Scott, can you hear me? He's on mute. Is Scott on mute? We can't hear him.
No, I said I was thinking about getting the all gold.
Oh, no, this is it. Dude, no, this is much, much better. No, if you did the all gold, it's not for you. Put it on your wrist. Let me see that. No, steel, two-tone is the way to go. Two-tone is the way to go. And you can get away with this. You can get away with this. Yellow gold two-tone, no problem. Let's see it on the wrist, Scott. Oh, shit, that looks like money. I mean, no, okay. See, no, that looks, I mean, Scott, seriously, that watch looks amazing on you. Really. It's a great look. The yellow, you know what I just realized, which I've actually never seen this watch in person. I've seen the photos. So when you see it actually here on video, the yellow on the gray, I think that's really what makes the watch work. The yellow, you see the yellow colors on the gray and then the black? I mean, I think that's a great look. I mean, it's a good look. Now, when did you get this?
Yeah, I think it looks great.
When can you hear me? Okay, it seems like there's like a delay.
I'm getting some lag here, but I got it about 2 weeks ago.
Oh, congratulations! Congratulations! And where did you get it from? The AD? You bought it set? Where tell us the story. Tell us the journey. How you got this?
Yeah, yeah. So AD, and actually, this is just after one purchase of a Cartier for my wife.
Okay, so you got it at the AD. So you got it basically, list. How much are these lists now? What is it, like 17, 18, 19? What is it going for? I don't even know. What is it? What are these now?
So 17,000 list.
Okay, plus tax, whatever. Okay, good deal. No, this is a great watch. Listen, you're never gonna go wrong with this. And you know what? I'll tell you what. Here's the thing. I think you're a little bit over the age of 25. I think you're a little bit older than 25, right? So you got to have some gold on the wrist. Stainless steel would be boring. You got to have a little bit of gold. It's the way to go. But not if you did full gold, it'd be too much. It'd be too much. This is just right. This is what I love about two.
Okay, well, thanks for your opinion. I appreciate it.
Now, Scott, I want to ask you a question. You have a few minutes? We're going to do a quick interview. We're going to do a quick collector interview.
Yeah.
Okay. So now,
okay.
What is this? Your first Rolex, or you've been like? What other watches do you have? Like, how did you get into it? Give us kind of a background, and what made you decide to buy this particular watch?
Yeah. Okay, so my son got me into watches, and he's like 26, and I've only been into watches about 3 years. And I got this watch at the second AD that I have a relationship with. The first AD, I got a date just and a deep sea and a no date sub and a few other non-Rolex watches.
Okay. So you've been at this for a while then. I mean, because you have that's kind of a pretty wide collection. I mean, you got like four. I mean, I'm not keeping up with the math, but it looks like you got already like four. You got. I mean, you're like a Rolex fan basically, and you started 3 years ago, and now you got about 4 watches, all from the AD.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. So we got a crazy delay. Where are you? I mean, are you in where are you, somewhere in the woods? I mean, there's like a 2-minute delay.
I'm calling from Atlanta, but I'm on my phone on the video, so I don't know why there's a delay.
Yeah. I gotta tell you though, we're getting excellent quality video. Whatever phone you're using, the quality of the video is amazing. It's like super crisp. Is that an iPhone? I mean, it's super crisp. I mean, I don't get this type of stuff. My video is horrible. You got excellent
No,
quality.
this is a Samsung, and it's 4 years old.
Me too. Samsung. So you're in Atlanta, which is very interesting because I apparently there's quite a watch community in Atlanta. I mean, of all places, I don't know. Like there seems to be in Atlanta like a lot of collectors. Like a lot.
Well, there's a lot of money in Atlanta, so a lot of people can afford them, I guess.
No, but there's a lot of money everywhere. I mean, but you know what I mean? Like, I don't know, LA. Actually, no, I guess. But Atlanta, I don't know how many people in Atlanta. I don't know what the population is, but in other words, I guess what I'm trying to say is there's a lot more. I see this sort of like communities. There's a lot more. I don't know, for whatever reason, more of a community in Atlanta than there is anywhere else. I don't see like a community, a collector community in Miami. And there's a lot of money. There's a lot of dealers, a lot of collectors, but there's no like community. Atlanta is like, what's the size of Chicago or Boston? I mean, Boston, we don't see like a real, commute, whatever. So it's very interesting. But anyway, so this is a great watch, great choice, especially for Atlanta. It gets humid in the summer, even in the winter. So this is like a year-round watch. Great look. And now, are you into dress watches or just steel sports type watches?
Mostly the steel watches. I really was wanting to get a steel GMT on Jubilee when I got this one, but I just couldn't say no to this. And by the way, the circumference of my wrist is 7 inches, in case anyone's interested.
Okay. So, you know what? Can you turn it over? Can we see the clasp? If you can flip it over. There we go. Okay, there we go. Oh, that's gonna get scratched up real quick. it's that's a scratch magnet. You know what? Listen, I think no, you made the right choice. I mean, this is like steel is very boring, especially I don't know if they make it on Jubilee or not, but I mean, steel is boring. I mean, two-tone is like, I mean, you're a guy north of 40, you gotta have some gold. You gotta have it. It's like, it's sort of like you've earned your place in life. You gotta have a little bit of gold on the wrist, not full gold. You don't need to go all the way, but a little bit, just a little bit. And what's great about it is that this thing has so much variety because of the colors. Is that every time you're going to put it on, it looks different. Because it changes with the light, it changes. There's a lot of, you'll see, like as you wear it, like different light conditions. Whereas if you just had a basic steel watch,
Mm-hmm.
it wouldn't give you that same experience. So enjoy it in good health. Now, what's next?
Yeah, I'm thinking full gold. I'm thinking full gold. It might be a little much.
Not yellow gold. Yeah. The rose gold. I mean, I think the rose gold GMT that we had on the screen, you could do that. But I mean, again, I don't know your kind of circumstance, like, what you're around. Like, are you around kind of a flat? I don't know how it is. It's like, I don't know. But the rose gold, I would say, is the way to go, not yellow gold. Full yellow gold is not, it wouldn't look, again, but this is a great watch. I mean, it's going to be, a classic. Were you thinking of the Meteorite?
Okay, well, thanks for having me on. Have a good
You too, Scott. Thank you.
I was sorry. I'm not. We're having lag, so just bear with me. So, yeah, I was wanting your opinion on the meteorite.
Yeah. So you heard me what I said about the meteorite. But here's the question: you already have a GMT. You don't want to have two. You don't want to have two of the same watch. That would be like ridiculous. I think here's the thing. I'll tell you what it is, because from having it on the wrist, what's cool about the meteorite dial, I like that, is that you see the meteorite, but you see the big white markers, these lumed markers. They take up a lot of space, and on the meteorite dial, they don't look quite right, and you may not notice it right away, but after a while, it's kind of like they just take up too much space. You don't enjoy the meteorite, and it makes it harder to read also, because it's all kind of the same color. Whereas here, the markers, they're white on black, so you got much more readability. It's much more readable. I don't know how your vision is at night or whatever, but I mean, this is much more readable. It's and I would say, if the meteorite dial comes down in price, maybe if it gets something like really stupid, because at some point, if it got into, like, let's call it 30 grand, if it dropped to, let's say, 30 grand, 35 grand, I would say it's a good speculation, because, it's more rare. It has that collectability upside. These are not rare. These are mass production. The meteorite is rare, but the price is still very high. So it's kind of like, the value. I don't think the value is there on the meteorite. You know what I mean? It's like, I don't know. So, all right, Scott. Thank you for joining. Are you a subscriber to our free?
All right. Well, thanks a lot for your advice. I appreciate it.
Great, Scott. Make sure you subscribe to the newsletter also. Here we go. We got long delays there, long delays and lags. Okay, hang on a second. There we go.
Yes, go ahead.
Uzi, did you know? And I'm gonna before I get into the announcement, I'm gonna give you a little preamble. Did you know, Uzi? Did you know that the watch market is a $31 billion market? We're talking about the used market. The used watch market is $31 billion. Did you know that?
I've heard you say it before. Yes, you've said that before.
Okay, so that's bigger than the car. Actually, you know this better than I do. How big is the used car market? I don't think it's 31 billion. Maybe it is, but close.
Got to be bigger than that. It's huge. It's got to be huge.
Yeah. Okay, so here's what's interesting. Now, Uzi, I know you're into crypto or whatever. You're into palladium. Now, I'm a stock market guy. That's my specialty. That's my day job, really, right? And my real.
Ooh, that's hot.
I'm not a day trader.
My volume was hot. Okay, go ahead.
I'm not a day trader. So basically, what and this is people will find out. I might as well go expose myself. So what my day job has been for many years is basically I help companies. I help make stocks go up for public companies. So I find undervalued publicly traded companies, usually in the small cap, early stage companies that are undervalued. I get them in front of a lot of investors, and then their stock goes up. Now I'm doing this since 1997. Long time.
I think it was called The Wolf of Wall Street. I saw a movie about.
No. That's a different guy. That's a different guy. No, I'm this guy. So this is a book that I wrote. It's a number one bestseller. That's my name, by the way. That's my real name. Number one bestseller on Amazon. It's called 10 Bagger Blueprint. What it is, it's my proven system for finding stocks. How to get in on the ground floor of stocks that go up 1,000% or more, 10x, or 10 bagger as they call it on Wall Street, right? So in the last couple of years, I've had 12 stocks that increased between 1,000 and 5,000%, right? So a couple of years. So as an example, we had a 5-cent stock that we introduced at a nickel, and it went to $2.50 in 4 months, right? So the point is, I know a little bit about stocks, right? Now, here's the thing. The watch market is $31 billion, and there's not a single pure play public company in the watch space. Meaning, if you're an investor, right, If you're an investor, you want to invest in platinum companies, mining companies, gold, palladium mining. There's a bunch of them in Canada. You want to invest in, e-commerce, a bunch of them. AI, a bunch of them. COVID, whatever, a bunch of buy all that. Watches. There's only one company, and that is, you know who that is? I should put this up here. Hang on a second. And that company is, I'm going to give you the name. Actually, hang on a second. That is basically, so what happened is, we got a big announcement. The Watch Reporter is now a publicly traded company.
Oh, wow. That's
Yeah. So,
hey, Scott Smith worked for ICE, which owns New York Stock Exchange. What's that about?
oh,
ICE?
really? Oh, shit. I gotta get Oh, shit. I got Scott, you gotta get me an insight. I gotta get on the New York Stock Exchange, because right now we're trading on the Canadian exchange. I gotta tell you, I made a big mistake, because the mistake I made was I had a lot of success with Canadian markets. Well, I had a lot of Canadian client companies, and I just had this thing where I had this public vehicle on the CSE, the Canadian Stock Exchange. I had a relationship with the people before. I said, hey, I got this thing. And what we're doing with the Watch Reporter is this, right? The name of the company is really Dial Market. Dial Market is the corporation. It owns Watch Reporter. And what we're doing is this. Here is the opportunity that I see. You got, again, $31 billion market opportunity. And I think there's a need for a pure play watch stock. And what I see is this. There's a lot of these watch dealers out there, all right? There's watch dealers, guys doing $50 million a year in business, private companies. Guess what? They might be making a couple million a year profit, but you know what their business is worth? It's worth zero, because their business, it's like a used car dealer. But if they were public, they could get, I believe, in my opinion, they could be valued at 10 times sales. So what we're going to do is so the Dial Market is going to have three components. So we got the Watch Reporter. We're going to have some professional content. Obviously, I'm going to bring in some professionals. You don't want to look at me all day here. You want to get some professionals on here. So we're going to have that, and essentially we're going to have a marketplace. We're going to have a marketplace which is going to be called Dial Market. Basically, buying and selling watches is going to be a watch dealing platform, and I think we could do a pretty big number in sales in the first year, and we could get valued at 10 times sales. So whatever it is. So let's say we do, I don't know, let's say, and even some of these backpack dealers, these backpack dealers, some of these low life backpack dealers that you see. These guys are doing $5 million a year in business. I mean, they're making 10%. Whatever.
I want that kind of money.
You're making more, Uzi. Don't be shy. We know how much you're making.
A lot of money, $5 million a year. Come on.
Yeah, no, that's gross. That's gross. That's not net. They're making like 10%, maybe.
What do you mean gross? What do you mean by that? What do you mean?
They do $5 million in sales, but the profit is maybe
I do like $20 million in sales. Get the fuck out of here.
Uzi, if you were public, you should merge into New World Solutions. Hang on a second. Where's that thing? Oh, shit. Hang on a second. Wait, where's my banner? I'm trying to promote the stock here. There we go. There's the symbol. That's the symbol. There we go. So the stock trades.
Whole time to drop this kind of shit. This is fucking powerful.
So the stock trades over the counter. The Canadian, really, the main market is the Canadian exchange. Over the counter is a little rough. And also in Frankfurt in Germany. But we gotta get the hookup from Scott to get into the New York Stock Exchange. We gotta get a little sales first. But here's the deal, right? So right now the stock is trading at a whopping, you ready for this? 2.5 cents. Now, when we announced the deal 2 weeks ago, the deal was announced. The stock went from $0.015 to 3.5. It basically doubled. It doubled, in a day, because they knew, hey, the $1 trillion man is involved. I mean, like, all bullshit aside, I've created over $1 trillion in wealth for investors over 25. I mean, I've been doing this a long time, working with many, many companies. So the stock is trading millions and millions of shares a day. This week was very slow, but the first 2 weeks, it's like the number one or the number two most active stock in Canada. If we were on the New York Stock Exchange, I mean, they would shut down the New York Stock Exchange. How big this is? Okay, I'm kidding. By the way, I gotta say something. Nothing here is legal advice. Nothing here is investment advice. This is not investment advice. Okay, we're not giving buy-sell recommendations.
You definitely got to sneak that in there. Yeah, I seen you.
Exactly. Not a solicitation to buy or sell securities. Okay, so Uzi, so here's the idea. Let me explain to you the investment concept. So basically, the way it works like this, right? It's a ground floor opportunity, right? The way it works, I'm going to show you something. I'm going to show you something really cool. So the way it works is, if you read my book, and I'm not here to pump up the book. Hang on a second. Maybe I am going to pump up the book.
Pump it up.
Hey, since you're here, hang on a second. So, okay, so I'm going to pump up the book. So the book, it's again, #1 bestseller on Amazon, right there, #1 bestseller on Amazon. Look at this. There we go. How to make 10x, 100x profits in cheap stocks. We got a 4.1 rating, 4.1 out of 5 stars, only because we had some haters. I have a lot of haters. I got a lot of haters, and they left some bad comments just to mess with me. But the real comments are, people made a lot of money. People made life-changing wealth with some of these stocks. Anyway, the point is this: I'm not here to sell the book, but what happens, Uzi, is that the whole premise of the book is that what I say is, look, if you want to make money with these stocks, there's a couple things that are important. You got to have what I call an asymmetric setup, meaning that you want to have the odds stacked in your favor. You can't just buy a stock. Oh, I'm going to double my money. Oh, no. If you're buying these penny stocks, you can't go for a double. You got to go for a 10x, 100x type gain, because it's like public venture capital, right? These are high risk stocks. You could easily lose all your money, right? So if you could lose all your money, your upside has to be commensurate with your risk, right? I mean,
so a quick 10% jump, dude. Make 10%.
No. If you're going to do that, you can just as easily lose 50%. So you got to go for these things where you can make 10 times your money, and you can. So here's the setup. This is what you got to look for, right? You got to look for stocks where you're coming in at the ground floor, where the valuation is cheap. So right now, the whole valuation of this company is like $3 million. And that's literally dirt cheap ground floor. Now I'm going to show you something. So I'm going to walk you through this quick. I'm going to give you quick. Hang on a second.
Got some Momo scanners. Pull up the Momo scanner.
We're going to give the punters. We're going to give the punters some quick education here. So here's the chart. Uzi, you follow charts? You're a Palladium guy. You follow charts, right?
I follow charts.
Okay, so you know charts, right? Okay, so what are we looking at here? Would you call this a double bottom? Breaking out of a double bottom?
I don't like the candlesticks. Take it off the candlesticks real quick.
No, it's not a candlestick. It's an open high, but it's an open high low. It's a regular. It's open high low close. I hate candlesticks too.
It's not fully candlestick, but it's something.
No, it's a bar. It's a bar. It's a bar chart. It's a little bit goofy because it's the Yahoo Finance, but it's a double bottom right now. Here's what's crazy. Look where the stock has been in the past. $5 is what the chart shows. And my theory, it sounds ridiculous, and it's not. There's no scientific basis, but I always believe stocks like to go back to old highs because the path there's a whole bunch of psychological things. Everybody knows it's an old trader's maxim. So if this thing goes back to $5, that's a 200. Basically, you're going to make 200 times your money. Am I saying it's going to go back to $5? No, but I'll tell you why it can go to $1 or so. And by the way, this stock exploded to 12 cents just a few months ago. You see what's happening on the chart? It's breaking out of the 15 to 200-day moving average. You know about that moving average, right, Uzi? The moving average shit.
Well, with penny stocks, you really don't care about that. You just want to trade the hottest penny stocks of the week, pretty much. I know how that goes. Volume, momentum, etc.
I'm not a day trader. My thing is I look for things where it's going to go to the moon. That's it. I don't want to. I want to make it 10 times. I don't want to make
a swing trader, huh?
I'm a speculator. I can't day trade. That's not my thing. It's not my thing. I'm long term. Anyway. So here's what happens. So you got to break out of the 15 to 200-day moving average, right? So that's very bullish. And look what happened last time it broke out of that moving average. That was back in, when was this? Back in March. Look what happened. It went from 3 cents or 2 cents to 12 cents. And now we got that same setup and it's happening. Now look at the volume. Uzi, you see the volume? This week has been slow for whatever reason. But this is the volume. As soon as we announced the deal, the volume exploded. And here's the volume that was before. So there was no volume. Once they knew we're doing the watch business, pure play, there we go. Volume explodes. And we got the news. Look at this, Uzi. Here's the news. We got the news. New World Solutions, that's the parent company. So they own 51% of Dial Market, which is, Watch Reporter, basically. And, we got the watches, blah, 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 market opportunity, blah, blah, blah. By the way, next week, we're going to start talking about the stock. We haven't talked about it yet. Very few people know about this. Uzi, have I mentioned this anywhere yet? This is the first time. This is being mentioned for the first time.
I like it. This is perfect.
You're getting a breaking news story. Now,
what's the ticker on that?
Okay, so the U.S., so here's the problem. The U.S. ticker, I showed you the Canadian ticker. So it trades in the U.S. as REGRF, right? And the problem is, if anybody buys this over the counter in the U.S., for the next month, the trading is still kind of screwed up because we got to do a 15C211 filing or whatever. But it's not showing you the right information. The stock trade like 200,000 shares, but you got to put in limit orders. You cannot do market orders, so you got to be very, very careful because it's got a crazy bid ask. It's all like ridiculous, but it traded like 200,000 shares today. So it traded like 1 million shares the other day. Here's the thing. Look, the bottom line is, again, I'm not here to toot my own horn, right? But, again, you want to have, with these penny stocks, you want to have all the odds stacked in your favor. With any stocks, you got to have the odds stacked in your favor. So number one is you're getting in at the ground floor. You got a dirt cheap market cap, $2 million market cap. You got the chart breaking out, right? Let me go back to the chart. You got a breakout on the chart, which is very bullish. The market is basically telling us that this is a buy. So for all the Canadians out there, news is the symbol. For the Germans, it's RT5 in Frankfurt.
Where can you buy this at? It's not on Robinhood. I don't see it on Robinhood.
Oh, Robinhood is for pikers. No, you got to get a real account. You got to go like Interactive Broker. You might try Fidelity, REGR. You might try Fidelity, but I would say you got to go. You got to do like Interactive Brokers or like Trade Zero. You got to get like a more sophisticated brokerage account, which will allow you to trade this. Because what's going to happen is about a month from now, then it's going to be on Robinhood and everywhere else. But by then, I think the stock could be trading a lot higher. Again, not advice, but exactly, Gildan, exactly. So here, exactly. So here's the deal, right? So let me tell you. So the odds are in your favor because there's three things going for you. Number one is you got the story. You got the cheap market cap. You're coming in at the ground floor, as you can see on the chart. Ground floor. Number three, very important. You got a lot of catalysts. I'll tell you how this could be a $1 stock very easily.
Palladium. Palladium is the catalyst.
That's a good one. Now, by the way, did I tell you when I was a kid, I worked at the Palladium Futures Pit? I was phone club.
Yeah.
Platinum and Palladium. I worked for a guy named Tony Selly. Anyway, none of these other guys. Hang on. Here's how do I pull this back? The camera doesn't go. Okay, shit. Let me do this. There we go. There's the book. Okay, 10-bagger blueprint on Amazon. How many other public company CEOs have written a number one bestseller book that tells you how? Because here's the thing. If you do like the math, right? The math is this. If you read the book, it also backwards. It tells you also how to make a stock go up 10x, right? Because that's what I do, right? In other words, I understand there's a system. There is literally a system to make a stock go up. Now, whether it goes up 300%, 1,000%, it goes up 50x, it depends on different factors. By the way, there's a client company I had a long time ago. I had a couple of companies that went up literally over 100x. Now, did I buy the stocks? No. One of them was a stock called Uzi. You ever watch those shows where the cops show you the body cam footage?
Of course, yeah.
At the bottom it says Axon. So the company that was my client was called Taser at the time, and they make the tasers. That shoots the taser at you. The taser.
Yeah, gun? I have a taser too.
You got a taser? Okay. So when that thing came out, right? This company was public. I think they signed up with me like in 2003. I think it was 2002, and it went public. I think $14. The stock collapsed. It was at around $1.50. everybody was saying it was a scam. And I think they presented at one of our conferences, right, or something. And I remember sitting in the room with this guy, Phil Smith. That's the CEO now. He was like a kid. He was like my age. He was like 30 or whatever. And his father was the chairman. And I thought I thought they were scam artists, frankly. And because I'm interviewing the son, for the video we're doing, right? And the father starts yelling at him. The father starts yelling at him right in front of me, like saying, "No," because he's saying, "You're not being promotional enough." No, son, it was crazy, right? And I thought it was goofy. And the taser thing, people were saying it's kind of good. But you know what made that company, what saved that company? This was right after 9/11, right? I don't know, Uzi, I don't know how old you are, but right after 9/11, there was a whole push for these like Homeland Security stocks, anything to do with whatever bullshit Homeland. And they were trying to get these tasers to the air marshals and whatever. So it became a whole, that saved the company. So Osama bin Laden literally saved that company. If it wasn't for Osama bin Laden, this company would not be where it is. That stock went from $1.50. Today it's $387. $387.
I can't find my login for Fidelity anywhere. So I can't check out your stock, your new gen, whatever it's called.
No, REGRF. So we got to get Scott. We got to get Scott to get us on the New York Stock Exchange. So I want to ring that bell. But okay, so here's the concept. And Scott, you can leave your comments. You tell me what you think of this. Here's the idea, right? Very simple. Look, right now the market valuation is $2 million, right? Now, Uzi, the watch business, right? The watch business. You're doing stuff like Rolex, whatever it is. Look, we got 4,000, 3,800 members on this channel. I got like 14,000 people on Instagram. We got email. We got about 18,000 people in the universe, right?
The show is huge. The show is huge.
No, it's small. But we got about probably 30 or 40 heavy hitters. Guys, you only see one or two of them, guys with like multi-million-dollar collections. There's only a few of them. The majority of the people who watch this are regular guys. Like we got a couple of Rolexes, $10,000, $20,000, $50,000 collections. But there's like 10,000 of those guys. In total, there's about $200 million in this universe, right? And I believe that once our e-commerce channel launches and we have the right service, because I think the idea is if we provide a boutique service where it's a professional service, you get a good price for your trade and your sale, you get proper advice. We're not here to sell you garbage. The vintage stuff is fully described. We can get 5% of those people to do business with us. So I think we can do $10 million a year in business. Probably, over the next 18 months, we can hit that run rate. And Rolex sells itself. If we have $1 million in inventory in Rolex, that stuff sells itself. The margin is, 5-10%, right? But that, most of these guys, they do 12 turns a year, right? That inventory turns over 12 times a year, right? So if you're doing the math, if you're following so far, if we're doing $10 million in revenues, right, which I think we could easily do off of a $1 million base in inventory, which, we can get, that's a $100 million valuation, right? I think we can get a 10x multiple. So because, it's a digitally enabled company, e-commerce, hyper growth, velocity, you got all the marketing, you're going to get a 10x multiple in revenues if we can maintain that, high growth rate. So that's a $100 million valuation. You do the math, divide that by the number of shares outstanding. Let's say there's going to be 200 million shares out. Right now, there's about 120 or whatever it is. That's 50 cents a share. Okay, that's 50 cents a share. Excuse me. Wait, I'm sorry. It's wait. 100 million, but 50 cents a share. That's right. Is that right? 50 cents? 50 cents a share. Right now, the stock is 2 cents a share. So if I'm right, if we do things right, now again, there's a lot of things that can go wrong. It's all, so, we got a plan, execution, etc. But if we do it right, basically we put together the inventory. I got to bring in, here's the thing. I got to bring in a few key people. I got to bring in a good buyer because I'm not going to do this. I can't, that's not my talent. I don't know how to buy and sell watches. I mean, I could buy whatever. I can't buy and sell watches. All that's, you need guys who are professional, right? So we got a couple of guys shortlisted. whatever. But but there's a million of these guys, right? We got a public company. We can give people stock. Everybody can make a lot of money, right? We can pay people in stocks. That way, it's a win-win situation for everybody, right? So people are going to be incentivized, right? So a guy comes in, so he's going to make money. He's going to get a percentage of profits, right? He's going to get some stock options. So if he produces, right, if this guy turns over that inventory 12 times a year at a 10% margin, he's going to get a good reward, right? He's going to get some options. He's going to make. I'll tell you what, he's going to make $1 million from his options, right?
I wrote your ticker down. I'll be trading it on Fidelity Monday morning.
Not advice. We're not giving investment advice here. This is not a buy sell recommendation. Okay, now back to the
How about
pitch,
the chat?
right?
Do you guys recommend me buy the REGRF tomorrow Monday morning, guys? I'm desperate here. This guy sounds like he's got a really good company to invest in. I just need some help.
Uzi, are you shilling? You're not getting paid for this stuff.
No.
Anyway, so okay. By the way, it also trades in Frankfurt. Actually, the Frankfurt market is more liquid. So if what's his name? Who's our German friend? Who's our good German friend? What's his name? Jonathan Higgins III, Quail Higgins. He can buy this in Frankfurt.
He's done.
RT5 is the symbol, right? So anyway, bottom line is this, right? So I think we got a path for this thing to go from 2 cents to 50 cents.
Pull up the lines, please. I'm too stupid to read the verticals. Can we put it in line format, please?
I'm trying. What, you talking about a straight line?
Yes, the line format, the normal little.
No, it is. No, it is. It is. No, it is. The problem is
it's right there, line, dude. Look, it says line. The first fucking thing.
Oh, you want a basic line? Oh,
yes,
you want a
basic
line?
Yeah, the lines.
Oh, this is what you want? You want this?
Lines.
That's what you want?
Yes.
Okay.
That's where I get my information from. Lines.
Okay. White lines. Okay, so you see what's going on here? Every time this thing breaks out of that 50 and the 200 moving average, look what happened in 2021. Look what happened. It went from 14 cents to $4. That's an outlier.
Look at that volume.
Now look what's going on right now. The same thing is happening. It's breaking out of that 50 to 200-day moving average again. Okay, it's happening again. Listen, it's a pattern. It's a pattern. Listen. Here's what I always say.
Could you show a weekly chart? That's how stupid I am. Let's see the weekly with the lines. Yeah.
You want to see a weekly? Hang on a second. $5-year. And this is kind of retarded looking.
Yeah,
it's fucked up.
Thinking of this 5-year shit. What the fuck is going on?
It doesn't get it gets old. It gets distorted because of past data, like crazy. Like, I mean, if you go all the way back, this was like a 90, some crazy $90 number. I mean, it's not relevant to this thing. Like, it's not going to $90. I can almost promise you that the stock is not going to $90.
Bring it to 1 minute then, because how weird this chart is. Bring it to 1 minute. The whole way up.
How about we do 4 hours?
1 minute. See what it does.
Yeah, it's going to get distorted. It doesn't have. Hang on. Okay, hang on. Here we go. 4-hour chart.
Yeah, it's like a year chart though.
You want a 6-month chart?
1, 2. Dude, click 1 day. Click 1 day on that. Why are you doing fucking?
Uzi, it doesn't trade that much. It doesn't trade that much where you can see a 5 minute on a day. It doesn't have that much volume. It's not there yet. It's not there. It's got to be. It's not there yet. Hopefully it will be, but right now we're still in the early stages. Like what this stock is, right? This stock is basically, it's like a it's making a comeback, right? This is one of these. It's called a fallen angel, right? It was a high flyer. It collapsed. It's a new story. It's a whole new thing right now. That's what this is. So this is let me pull this up. Okay. So anyway, bottom line is this, right? So you got a setup here. You got a setup where the odds are stacked in your favor. You got a cheap valuation. You're coming in at the ground floor, and you got the guy kind of running it knows how to make stocks go up. I mean, again, I'm saying legally, professionally, all that stuff. I mean, most of these guys, they don't know what the hell they're doing. Most of these knucklehead CEOs of these penny stocks, I mean, these guys, 90% of them are grifters, especially the Canadians. And the others, they don't know what they're doing. That's why they hire me. Why do you think these companies pay me money? Because they don't know how to do it themselves, right? I'm doing the work for free for the company because I'm basically here to make the stock go up. I got a bunch of stock. I want to get this to $1. That's my personal goal. I want to get this to $1 as fast as possible. And then I'm going to move to Pittsburgh and, get into palladium recycling.
That's it.
So anyway, so there's a path. Now, again, what's going to happen? We don't know. But I do think, okay, so let's say I'm half right. Let's say all this is bullshit. And one thing I can tell you, charts don't lie. They tell you the truth in advance. This chart is extremely bullish.
You just hit the one day on the bottom left, on the bottom for me. Why can't you just click it? Just click the fuck.
I did. I just did. Okay, you want to do? Okay, you want
now? Yeah, one day.
You can't, it doesn't show you anything. It doesn't show you anything. It's not. There's not enough volume to show you a pattern. It's not. What does it show you? It doesn't tell you anything. Trust me.
Hit the 5 day.
It's also not going to be enough. It's not going to be enough. You need at least 6 months.
Damn, what's that, like sine waves right there? What are they, sine waves?
No, because you got to have a lot of trading in order to make it. I know what you're looking for, but this stock is not trading that much volume yet. It's got, for a stock to show like a real pattern, you got to have like, serious volume every day consistently. Then you're going to have a pattern. Until then, you're going to get this. But even all that said and done, the data is still the same. The moving average stuff, this is a very bullish thing when a stock goes above the 50 to 200-day moving average. And especially when you're going to get like the golden cross next week, it crosses the 50 to 200. Very bullish. Anyway, bottom line is, let's say I'm only half right. Let's say I'm only half right? Let's say the stock only goes, let's say we do only 5 million in revenues. And it's valued at 10x, 50 million. So the stock will only be 25 cents. Maybe it only goes to 10 cents. You only make 10 times your money. Uzi, would you be upset?
Square waveform, meaning in stocks.
Uzi, would you be upset if you only made 5 times your money or 10 times your money?
Yes, I would be very upset. No, of course not. What if you put $100,000 in there?
I wouldn't put 100 grand in there.
5x is
we're not making recommendations, but listen, these are high risk stocks. It definitely can go to zero just as easily as it can go to $1. It could go either way. It's like a binary bet almost. So that's basically what it is. But anyway, should we go back to the Phillips auction? Triple. Anyway, bottom line is I'm very bullish on the watch market. We got a pure play stock in the watch space. And again, not a buy sell recommendation. We're not here. We're not giving advice. We're not giving investment advice. But I can tell you the stock is looking very good. And next week, I don't know, it could be very exciting. All right, Uzi, check it out. Again, do your own due diligence.
I'll day trade that stock. I'll probably lose my money, but I'll gamble. Yeah.
We have guys day trading that stock actually, but it's the Canadians because it's much more liquid in Canada. And these low-life degenerate day traders, they're day trading it literally to make half a penny. They buy it at 2 cents, sell it at 2.5. At 2.5, sell for 3. That's what all day long. There's guys trying to make a half a penny on the stock. I mean, it's a lot actually. Because how much is half a penny on 3 cents? That's like 15% basically, right? 15%.
Like percentages, yeah. So if you throw in like 20 grand and just gamble.
I mean, look, for 20 grand, you can buy 1 million shares, right? You buy 1 million shares, you make half a penny in 1 million shares. How much is that? That's $500. Is it? How much is it?
I think percentages. I don't know.
Oh, sorry, no. Wait. On 1 million shares, you make half a penny. It's $5,000. Because if you buy the stock at 2.5 cents, right? You buy the stock at 2.5 cents. That's 25,000. You sell it at 3 cents. You made $5,000 basically. How much is that? That's about 20%.
So if you put in $20,000 and you make 10%, how much is that?
No, it's swinging 20%. It does 20% swings a day, basically.
No, that's my question. If you
Yeah.
put in 20 grand and you make 10% profit, how
Two
much money?
thousand. 2,000.
Two
That's
thousand what?
$2,000.
It's roughly 2,000. It's not exactly 2,000 though.
No, it's not because the stock it trades at half penny.
2,222, I think, right?
Okay, I don't have a calculator. What do you think? I got a calculator in front of me right
20,000
now. I
or
mean,
something. 20,000.
whatever. Yeah.
Yeah. You profit.
Whatever.
It's
Whatever
hey,
it is. Yeah.
when the price goes up more and more and more and more, that matters. How to figure out that sort of percent matters.
Yeah. Yeah. Of course. Of course. I mean, listen. I mean, the problem is until the stock breaks above a nickel, and again, I'm not saying it's going to break above. I'm not saying any where it's going, anything like that. But if it does break above a nickel, that's usually when the thing becomes serious. Because between here and a nickel, you got all these low life day traders trying to make half a penny. Once it goes above a nickel, then you get more serious people come in. A dime. It becomes different levels. Anyway, Uzi. Anyway, thank you for joining the channel. Super Chat. You're the show sponsor here. $9.99. We got a big heavy duty. What is that watch you got there? What is that watch you're showing?
That's the one that's one of one. I bought that the other week. It's I think the guy from Rolex owned this watch actually.
No, you didn't buy that watch. Get out of here.
I bought that watch. It's one of one.
That's the platinum.
I don't want to put myself out there. I don't want to be in danger.
That's the Yacht
one
Master. That's the Yacht Master favorite watch. The Yacht Master.
Made for the.
I think it was made for the distributor in Germany or somewhere or in South America, made out of platinum or whatever it was. I think it was white gold. I don't know, platinum, white gold, one of those.
Platinum, yeah, that's my platinum watch.
It is platinum. Okay. I think the dial is kind of dull. It's a little bit boring. It's kind of gray.
No, it's nice. It's like a creamy color. It's got them diamonds. Got that blue.
Really?
Okay. Rubies. No, not rubies. Sapphire.
Oh, okay. No, I know you've been getting to some heavy hitters. I know you got that Patek white gold sapphire Nautilus, right? That allegedly. We don't know where it is, but allegedly.
Blue stones, yeah.
Yeah. So anyway. All right, Uzi, listen, thank you for joining. We'll be back Sunday night.